With the latest update, Broadsword added new dynamic encounters to the starter worlds, capital worlds, and Ilum. In case you just happen to stumble across this video and have no idea what dynamic encounters are, they're mini quests you can run across in the open world as you're exploring and questing, and they're completely optional so you can do them or not as you choose. And as the title suggests, we're going to be taking a look at the ones on Dromund Kaas. And because there are 24 encounters here, we won't be taking a look at all of them. I'll just be highlighting a couple of the quicker and easier ones, and a couple that might be more trouble than they're worth. But first we'll get the basics out of the way. Each encounter has its own achievement, and once you've completed 75 dynamic encounters overall, you can claim this mount. It's the Kaas Leisure Cruiser, and like all dynamic encounter mounts, it will accommodate your pet. Now let's get into my picks for the best and worst encounters on Dromund Kaas, sort of. And I say sort of because there aren't any real standouts on Dromund Kaas. None of them are completely terrible, and none of them are particularly great. Many of them have multiple steps, and they all lead to combat. Still, there are a couple that are reasonably quick and have minimal combat. And the first of these is Bad Monkey. You can find this one in the Dromund Kaas spaceport, where a bunch of escaped monkey lizards are wreaking havoc. So go in and grab an electronet and start capturing some monkey lizards and doing some repair work along the way. You'll need to capture 6 monkey lizards and repair 6 pieces of equipment. But unlike all the other wrangle the escaped critter encounters, this one doesn't end there. Remember I said all encounters involve combat? Well, once you've captured all the monkey lizards and repaired all the equipment, you'll suddenly hear a big commotion and you'll turn around to see that there is an escaped Krakya. This is a platinum beastie, so you'll want to come prepared with a healing companion, especially if you're straight off the starter worlds. During this encounter, you have a chance to get the monkey lizard cage decoration. The next one we'll look at is Power to Truth. You'll find this one in Kaas City, where a dissident is broadcasting some anti-empire propaganda. It's your job to shut it down. You'll do this by disabling 5 propaganda terminals and dispersing 3 curious citizens. Along the way, you'll encounter some dissident insurgents, which you'll need to dispatch. These are just regular guys, so they shouldn't be too difficult. Once you've dealt with the terminals and the citizens, you'll then have to defeat the dissident leader. He's another platinum guy, so the usual caveats apply. Come up with a healing companion, especially if you're a low-level character. There's a chance that the broadcast tower decoration might drop during this encounter. Okay, so now that we have the reasonably quick and easy encounters out of the way, we'll take a look at a couple that, while they're not terrible, they are a little tedious and or annoying. The first of these is Hard Target. This is another Kaas City encounter and involves us having to track down a fugitive bounty hunter who's injured a few Imperial troopers. The first thing you'll need to do is acquire an Imperial tracking droid. Do this by standing in the location marked on your map and clicking the temporary ability that pops up. Once you've got your tracking droid, you'll need to drive around Kaas City to gather transponder data. You do this by scanning 5 droids. Any of the clickable green droids will do. Once you've done that, you'll need to triangulate the unregistered transponder data. This will require you to drive to 3 specific locations around Kaas City and use the temporary ability that pops up. Finally, you can try to start finding the bounty hunter. There are 4 possible locations where you might find him. Which one you find him at is completely random. So you might find him on the first try. If you do, you'll get the Target Acquired achievement. Most likely you won't, and you'll have to defeat whoever you do find. These other targets are gold, but the fugitive bounty hunter is a platinum guy, so bring your best healing companion. This one's problem is it's just long and tedious. There's a lot of driving back and forth, and it feels like there are way too many steps for a dynamic encounter. Finally, we have Powder Keg. You'll find this one at the Unfinished Colossus, where Republic agents, with the help of some of the rebelling slaves, are trying to destroy the Colossus. Your job is to stop them by taking out 20 Republic forces and destroying the 5 air support beacons. While you're doing that, however, 2 stealth enemies will be pushing ordnance toward the Colossus. And if you're not paying attention, they'll push it all the way to their target, in which case the encounter is failed, and it will reset and you'll have to start over. So you'll want to keep an eye on the ordnance and take those guys out whenever they respawn. Once you've destroyed the 5 beacons, you can then go up to the ordnance and use the temporary ability to blow it up. Progress on this one is encounter shared, so it's not too bad if there are a lot of people out there doing it at the same time. But it can be a little frustrating if the encounter resets on you. And there you have it. My picks for best and worst dynamic encounters on Dromund Kaas. But of course, let us know what you think in the comments. Which ones do you like? Which ones don't you like? And if you enjoyed this video, why not like and subscribe for more content like this? As always, thanks for watching.